Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I'm going to be your host, the Irrelevant Nerd, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the Dune Part 3 teaser trailer that was released earlier this week. Simply put, this trailer was absolutely incredible. It starts off with a very peaceful, private moment between Paul and Chani in there. It looks like a tent, having a discussion about what they will name their child, depending on whether they're having a boy or a girl. And it's kind of that, interlaced with a few peaceful shots of the desert. And then around the, 55-ish second marker, the trailer starts to rapidly build in intensity. It has Paul chanting in the Fremen language, and there is no translation given, but it does seem very much like a huge war chant being used to hype up an army of people, and it gets louder and more intense, as does the music, as the trailer goes on, and it just adds such an intense tone to the trailer, and I loved it. And behind just, the chanting, the rest of the trailer shows us, I think, just kind of the perfect types of things to tease in a teaser trailer. We get a few brief glimpses of Paul's universal wide war being driven by the religiously fanatic Fremen, and as they view Paul as the messiah of their people, and the shots look so good, just like the first two movies. There's not a shot in those movies or a shot in this trailer that looks unbelievable. They just look very good. And then just beyond the quality of the visual effects and the way the movie is shot, it's very unique. We just get very brief glimpses of these battle sequences, but they're just so obviously belonging to Villeneuve's Dune movies. He has just built such a unique world, and the equipment and weaponry has just such a distinct feel. And I really loved what we saw so far, and I hope that we do get some pretty grand scale action shots, because I think that Villeneuve with this world, it would be so good. And then kind of intercut with these battle shots, we get a few very brief shots of Anya Taylor-Joy in action as I believe it's pronounced Alia Atreides, Paul's sister, and I'm very excited to see her in this role. I think she's a great actor, and I think she's going to bring something unique to the character, and I'm kind of excited to see how they introduced her, because Dune 2 is a great movie, but it really diverts away from how the second half of the first Dune book ends. So I'll be curious how they introduce her, and I wonder if maybe the first third of the movie will feel kind of like it's wrapping up what was left out of the first Dune movie, but I don't know, because Dune Messiah is very dense. So anyways, sorry for rabbit holing a little bit. Yeah, I think she looks really good, but I think my favorite part of the trailer is how it shows the obvious danger around Paul, despite how much power he has amassed as emperor, and despite the powers that he has to look into the future, his premonition. He doesn't know who to trust, and it's obvious that he just feels threatened from all sides and doesn't know what to do. And Dune is very often described as Game of Thrones in space, and I agree, and I think it is one of the more interesting aspects of the Dune world. And so I think that continuing to focus on the more political side at play in this universe is the right move, even though it can have kind of a slower feel to some people. I've heard most people seem to be fans of the first two Dune movies, but for the people I know who don't like it, their biggest critique is it just feels a little slow. So I get that, but I like all the political maneuvering with the Bene Gesserit and how people are going to try to move against Paul, and how the Fremen are going to react because they are so fanatical about believing that he is their Messiah. So I think leaning that direction is the right move, because Villeneuve he does such a good job with it. And I don't know, when I've watched this trailer a bunch, and there is not a single thing that I did not like. They have just done such a great job with the world and atmosphere building with these movies, and even the show. And this movie, Dune Part 3, just looks like a perfect continuation, but it's going to expand and be on a grander scale, it seems like, which I'm excited to see. And really, this is one of the best trailers I think I've ever seen, teaser or otherwise. Like, the first time I watched it, I could feel myself smiling from ear to ear as the trailer was finishing up, and I immediately wanted to go back and watch the first two Dune movies after watching the trailer. And Dune Part 3 was number 2 on my most anticipated movies of the year list, and this trailer just pushed it to number 1 over Avengers Doomsday, because their marketing has been just terrible and has not done a good job of making me feel secure about the movie. But we've gotten our first images and now our first trailer for Dune 3, I am feeling very confident that there is a very, very good chance that this is going to be the best movie of the year. My hype is at a 12 out of 10 right now, and I think they're nailing it, and I'm excited to see what they release in the next trailers, and I hope they don't reveal too much. And I'm very excited to see the movie when it comes out in December. I don't think that either Avengers or Dune Part 3 are going to move the date. I think they are both going to come out, and I do think that financially Avengers Doomsday will probably do better by a little bit, or I could see them being a lot closer than people think, because Dune Part 2 did so well box office wise, and they kind of have a tendency to grow over time if the quality is there. But I think in terms of which is going to be a better movie right now, to me, it's looking like this is going to be the one, even though still very excited for both. But this trailer it did exactly what a trailer is supposed to do. It raised my hype level, and I'm absolutely craving more as quick as I can. Of course, these are just my thoughts on the trailer, and I'd really love to know your thoughts, as well as where your hype level is at for Dune Part 3 down in the comments below. Please let me know. I love to see it. I love responding to the few comments I do get and kind of just seeing other people's perspectives. It's my favorite part of this channel, I think. And I am working on a ton of videos trying to get caught up. I know I've been behind the past few weeks, but I've got reviews for the first 2 Dune movies coming up, because I am rewatching them, and I'll have my thoughts on the new Spider-Man brand new trailer, which came out also this week, review of Invincible, the premiere of Invincible 4. Very excited to talk about that, and really just a whole bunch more. So I'll have that out for you very soon, and I'll see you in the next one.